Hey everyone, this is Corey with Sims Investment Management. This is our monthly update, and it's October 2025. I hope everyone's fall is off to a great start and they're ready for Halloween and can't believe to say it, the holiday season. This month, we want to start with just making sure everybody knows that it's actually Estate Planning Awareness Month. And we've talked about this a couple times in our newsletter this past year, really the past 2 years, where we continue to make this big push both on estate planning. Clients can use our Beyond Will tool that we have a partnership with for free to create a will, a trust, healthcare power of attorney, and financial power of attorneys. I will say this often, it is a heck of a lot easier on everyone, most especially your loved ones, if you get your estate in order while you're still here, because it can turn into a very challenging and painful mess if your affairs aren't in order. So if you have questions, if you need access to that link, please take the time over the coming months to get your estate plan in order. We also have the legacy letter, which we haven't talked about in a few months. That's still a value add that we have for our clients. It's a great time of year coming up on Christmas where you can go through a masterclass. It only takes a few hours to go through the portal, answer questions, and write a letter to your loved ones. So if unfortunately you didn't come home one day, you don't leave things left unsaid. So these are both value adds that we provide to our clients that I encourage you to check out. I also kind of want to touch on, with the market near all-time highs, there's been a little bit of volatility the last few weeks. Again, volatility being on the upside and the downside as we enter essentially the third week of this government shutdown. We've been asked a little bit about it. Believe it or not, the market tends to brush off the government shutdowns. I think this is our 9th or 10th in the last several decades. On average, they last, just a week or two. And so, historically speaking, maybe the market pulls back a little bit, but usually within a month after the government shutdown's over, the market's back to where it was. So we look at this kind of as a non-issue, and we'll let the people in Washington keep squabbling over it, and hopefully they get to a resolution soon. The reason why that's also important is just a reminder, we don't invest in the government. We are investing in companies. A lot of people think, oh, it's the stock market, and it is, but you are investing in companies. And even when we get clients that say things like, well, I don't want to lose all my money, we remind them for that to happen, the 500 largest, best companies in arguably the world would all have to go out of business for people to, quote unquote, lose all their money. So just a reminder, we're investing in companies, not the government, not stocks. You are an owner of really sound, well-financed, well-capitalized companies. Next I want to touch on is a little bit of this concept of longevity risk, which is now, I love this from Nick Murray. He called it longevity reality. And so often we talk to our clients about the other risk in the market that they don't think about. Really, there's 9 types of risk, and most of the time people only think about risk as volatility. But this longevity reality really talks about the fact that we are planning for 20 and 30-year retirements for our clients. If you look at inflation data, historically speaking, over a 30-year period, you're going to lose about 60% of your purchasing power. So something that costs $1 today is going to cost you roughly $2.50 in 30 years. And, this was less of a concern, honestly, a generation ago when people would retire in their mid-60s, and life expectancy for men at that time was 72, 73 years old. So it didn't matter a whole lot what you did with your money in retirement because, quite frankly, you just weren't going to live long enough for it to matter. That's a completely different story for the baby boomers that are retiring today and the generations that are going to come behind them. So, inflation in the past 5 years is up 25%. We've all felt it. That means that if someone was on a fixed income with no cost of living adjustment of, $4,000 5 years ago, it's only buying them $3,000 worth of goods and services today. That's going to take me to my closing nugget here of we've also been asked a little bit about gold recently with it at all-time highs. And yes, gold is at all-time highs from a price perspective, but adjusted for inflation, it's gotten smoked. So just a couple numbers here. In 1980, gold was actually $800 an ounce. CPI was at 78 and the S&P 500 was at 106. Fast forward to today, gold's up roughly about 5 times. Inflation's up a little over 4 times. The S&P 500, those 500 best companies in America, it's up 62 times since 1980. So if you would have invested $3,800 in gold back in 1980, if you would have bought 1 ounce of gold in 1980, you would have about $800 in 1980 and $3,800 today. If you would have invested that same amount of money in those 500 great companies, your $800 would have grown to $141,000. Just a little bit of a history lesson there as we focus on estate planning, longevity planning, and what we do with our clients. I know we went a little bit long this month. I hope this is helpful. If someone needs to see this video, please forward it along to them. And we'll be back in November with some really exciting updates and improvements that we're bringing to all of you. Thanks.